Hi y'all! Hi. I'm a little bit nervous to film this. Why am I nervous? Because I'm afraid of K-pop stans. Why am I afraid of K-pop stans? Because they will find out where I live and then they will come for me. Disclaimer, I just have opinions. As a human being, as a person, this is my opinion. I am always right, however. But if you find that you disagree with my opinions, that's on you. Opinions are subjective. Obviously, you can't always agree with everything everybody ever says. Especially, I feel like in the K-pop world, you kind of like tread on minefields all the time. I feel like no matter what you say, if you speak up, you're gonna be jumped. You know, you gotta be careful. However, I'm not careful. I open my mouth and things just come out. I just say shit. I have an entire list, all right, of things that I think, things that need to be said. If you don't agree with me, hey. It's a big world we live in. Watch something else, someone else, listen to somebody else talk. Don't get too personal. And I know I can post this, and I know that at least one person has my back. These are my unpopular K-pop opinions. All right? Okay, number one, I think it's weird when K-pop stans are like, oh, I picked up this habit from idol XYZ. I understand that when you're around friends, you can pick up habits, you can pick up sayings, you can, I don't know, like things your friends do when you're around them a lot. Of course, you're gonna adapt that habit of theirs or whatever, but like you don't know these people. And I don't care how much content you consume. I think it's weird if you pick up K-pop idols' behaviors. So if you like deliberately do that, do you know how like Chun from Stray Kids, he says something and then he's like, and someone was like, I think that's cute, I think I'm gonna start doing that. Why would you do that? Number two, the sexualization of male idols is getting really vile. Like some of you say the most horrendous shit online that I have ever seen in my entire fucking life, and it's just bizarre. And a lot of people that are on Twitter that say these things don't realize that their account is not private. Everybody on the internet can see what you're saying. And it's weird. And it's sexual harassment almost. It's just so odd. Like, what a peculiar thing to say out loud, you know? You never know what these people see. We don't know if like groups or like idols have private Twitter accounts. Like we know, for example, that a lot of idols are on TikTok. We found out that Jungkook had a TikTok account. He was like stalking armies, right? How can you be sure that these idols are not gonna see these really disgusting things that you say? It's just, I have no other word. It's just disgusting. It's getting really, really vile. And I think there's a difference between like sexual attraction and saying like naughty things in the comfort of your own home or like in the comfort of a group chat with like your close friends and saying the most outrageous, inappropriate things on a public platform where everybody can see. The sexualization of male idols specifically is getting super out of hand. What I've seen recently, like the development of sexual comments made about K-pop idols these days, that is horrendous. That shit is vile and y'all gotta shut the fuck up sometimes. Moving on. Stealing content without giving credit is a huge issue on the internet anyway, but I feel like stealing content without giving credit is even worse on TikTok, like K-pop TikTok these days. Everything I'm seeing is just stolen tweets straight off of Twitter. Even stealing, like if someone posts their own fan cam on TikTok, someone's gonna screen record this or download it and then they're gonna post it on their own site without giving credit. It's just a lawless land out there. And especially if people try to crop the watermark. If someone posts like a fan cam or whatever and they put like a huge ass watermark all across the screen, and then people on TikTok try to crop the video so only like half of the name is on the screen. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Just give credit. It's not that hard. Next, I have to say that some stans have absolutely no critical thinking when it comes to K-pop. Absolutely none. They're neck deep into K-pop or a certain group or a certain idol or whatever, that no matter what the idol does or says, they're just like blindly agreeing and supporting this group without critical thinking. And I think a lot of K-pop stans don't understand that you can like something and still be able to criticize something. When a group puts out music, you can say like, hey, I don't really like this comic. I don't really like this song. You can use what's in there, okay? The God-given gift or whatever. Just use it every now and then. This also kind of like leads into my next thought, which is we don't know these K-pop idols, okay? We are being fed a manufactured image of a person that is catering to a specific audience. us. We're the audience. K-pop is manufactured, and no matter how much you think you know about this person, how many things they said on the internet about themselves, you don't know them. You don't know if what they say is true. You don't know them. You don't know me. You don't know people with 5 million subscribers here on YouTube. You don't know people if the only way you connect with them is online. I know that K-pop is this whole manufactured industry where we are being served what we want to consume. We think that we know these idols just because of the immense amount of content that they're giving us, but like we don't know them, and we won't get to know them because there's always sides that they're not showing us, that they won't show us, they are going to let us. Someone on Twitter said like, oh, if we didn't have Chan's room, God, that hurts. Someone said that if we didn't have Chan's room, we wouldn't know shit about him. Number 6, and I fear that not only K-pop stans are gonna come for my neck, but also the coquette aesthetic girlies. The whole wonyoung phase on TikTok, clean girl, coquette aesthetic, whatever, that was just repackaged eating disorder glorification, and it was coded in this whole coquette aesthetic. I'm gonna insert a screenshot where I was scrolling on TikTok and I was being fed a video where someone posted a video of Wonyoung and they were talking about their diet, and it was a very restrictive diet, and I'm like, hey, don't put this on my For You page. Please don't. I think that's wrong. K-pop is so tightly tied together with eating disorders, and I promise you, believe me, I know. I would know, but it's 2023. Can we not do this? The promoting of really sick behavior in combination with Wonyoung, that was wild. No. Next, unpopular opinion, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, but I'm so fucking sick of Japanese stans always getting everything. Japan gets all the concerts, all the cool photo booths, they get tours all the time. Japanese fans get to meet them, everything, okay? I'm fucking sick and tired of it. If you're from Japan for some reason and you're watching this, you're on my list, okay? On my list. I'm tired of it. Every time something good happens or we get like fan pictures with like fucking Stray Kids for the bajillionth dome tour in Japan, they had like this whole photo prop where you could go and take pictures with Stray. Hey! Why? Okay, next. It's not really that unpopular, but it kinda is because a lot of people argue about this all the time. But idols need to be able to sing and dance and perform and go on tour. They need to deliver because it's their job to go and sing and dance and perform on stage and deliver every single time. And obviously this is like piggybacking off the whole Blackpink tour mess, but hear me out. K-pop idols are being trained to sing live, to be stable. They're trained their vocals. They train to dance. They train to do both at the same time. They train their stamina so they can perform, so they can go on tour and see the fans that pay money to see them perform. Especially Blackpink, they were trainees. They're like not rookies anymore, okay? Even rookies these days, they just like go on stage and they deliver. Blackpink has had so many infrequent comebacks where they could like rest in between, or they just had to do some model gigs or whatever. And even if they go on tour, they need to prepare for that, okay? They cannot go on stage and then half-ass it like they did, because their concerts were not cheap. They were not cheap. People paid a lot of money and they were so disappointed by how Jennie, for example, I'm sorry to say it, but like how Jennie performed on stage, or if she even was on stage, because apparently girlie just walked off mid-performance at times, and you just can't do that. Like, it's your job. You get paid for that. You owe it to the people that pay money to see you, that have been so excited to see you, that idolize you. Performing like with injuries or being sick is never okay, but they do it because it's their job. Like, Yoongi had this shoulder injury for like a century, okay? And he still performed. Nayeon from Twice has a bad knee. You never see her slacking. And then you have a group like Blackpink who only like 50% of the members deliver every single time during every stop of that tour, and you just can't do that. Especially as like a third generation group, you can't do that. It's like, you can't be a doctor and then half-ass a surgery because you're like, oh, I didn't sleep well last night. Oh, my wrist hurts. I don't feel like it. You can't do that. It's your job. You get paid. You have a responsibility. responsibility. So you need to deliver every single surgery you do. I'm not saying idols can't be overworked. Of course. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm just saying, in general, the idea is they train for shit like this. They go on tour. They need to deliver. They can't go on stage and then just walk off when they feel like it. Next. In my humble opinion, BTS was catering to the American music industry. And ever since they did, the quality in their music dipped. I used to be a BTS stan for years. And I loved them with every fiber of my being. But it was around when they put out, I think it started with Dynamite. I was like, huh. And then we got Butter. And then we got Permission to Dance. And I was like, how can you make Blood, Sweat, and Tears or Black Swan and then Butter? I know they still have like a different music. I'm just saying the time where HYBE was pushing BTS into the Western world and really wanted them to chart on American music charts, you felt that shift in the quality of their music. While we're talking about America, okay, I need American K-pop stans to stop complaining when one of the groups that they like is not coming to their state. Hear me out. I have a lot of viewers who are from America, okay? You and I were gonna have a chat. First of all, Europeans have it so much fucking worse. Oh yeah, you live in Florida and they don't come to Florida? You can still go. Okay, you can still sit on a plane and then you can go to like New York. You can go. At least they're coming to America. I know it's no small distance to like go from one state to another. I know that. But like Europeans, they fly to countries all the time for different concerts. And I know it's not always the same distance, but still, at least they're coming to you where it's available for you to go. And then that's also other countries. They aren't even being considered. Like, I know Africa's not a country, okay? I just said the word country before I could say the word continents or whatever, but like K-pop, they're never going to Africa. And there's people in the Antarctica. I think there are 2 states there or 3. They're never going to see Stray Kids. My heart goes out to those 2 or 3 people. I'm very sorry for you. Dude, Americans complain all the time. They're like, oh, they only come to like LA and New York. At least they are coming somewhat near you. And y'all not only get, because like world tours, Korea, Japan, America. Oh my God. And then y'all also get KCON. So, shh, take a seat, sit down. And then kind of like piggybacking off of that, dude, French K-pop stans get like everything. I'm so fucking sick and tired of French people. The amount of, like, I don't even like going to France, okay? I've been to Paris, I think like 3 times within a year. I don't even like Paris that much. But the idols, they only go to Paris. Lollapalooza, Stray Kids was in Paris, okay? Music Bank was in Paris. And the worst thing is that French K-pop stans not only get everything, but they don't include anybody else. We went to Music Bank. Do you think they had English subtitles up on the screen? Nuh-uh. I'm glad that I understand French and I speak it enough to like get around and get like the general grasp of things. But I travel with friends and they don't know what's going on. That fucking sucks. And like for Music Bank, they knew that not only French people would come, they knew that people would fly from all over to attend Music Bank and like sit there in an arena for 4 hours and not understand a single fucking thing. Hey man, what? Why would you do that? Why are French people like this? I'm starting beef with America, with France. Come on, give me another country. Let's make it 3. I'm gonna start beef with another country. The next one, I need people to stop saying shit like, why did you gatekeep XYZ from me? I know it's supposed to be a joke, but oh my God, a lot of people don't use it as a joke. A lot of fans, they find maybe a photo shoot or whatever, and then they're like, why did you keep this from me? Why did no one ever tell me about this? Baby girl, you have internet access, okay? You know how to use Google? You are on Twitter already or you wouldn't be complaining. Look it up. Look it up yourself. Nobody is hiding anything from you on purpose. Nobody is not talking about a photo shoot BTS did in 2013 just because nobody wants you to not know about it. What? You get what I'm trying to say, okay? Especially because K-pop idols are doing so much shit on a daily basis. It's impossible to deliver everything on a silver platter to new fans. Do your own research. I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna hold your hand. I'm not gonna guide you through the internet, and I'm not gonna show you every single thing a K-pop group has done for the last decade. Kind of adding on to that, K-pop is not a job. I would just want people to know K-pop is not a job. I know it feels like full-time work because there's always something happening, especially if you are into more groups than just like one or two. There is always something happening. They're always touring, they're always doing interviews, they always have some sort of photo shoot, ambassadorship, whatever. There's always something going on. So trying to stay on top of things is very hard, especially if you are like a new fan and you also need to catch up with the old content. First of all, as I said, kind of like adding on to the thing I said before, just because I'm an older fan doesn't mean that I need to teach you about all of these things. I am not obligated to show you content from 3 years ago because you may have not seen it. And then also, we all have lives. All of us. You, me, we all live our lives, okay? I'm a full-time student and I have 2 jobs. If I don't want to stream, I don't have to. I don't need to stay on top of all the content that's coming out all the time because I have a life. I am a person first. No, that's wrong. I'm a hater first, and then I'm a K-pop stan. You don't get to blame me on how I'm choosing to enjoy my hobbies, because a lot of people are pissed if you don't constantly vote for shit, if you don't constantly stream. Hey, back off. I didn't think that this would take as much time. I have like 12 more K-pop opinions, so I think I'm gonna do a part 2. Yeah, as I said, please, don't come for me. If you want to have a conversation about these topics, then yes, we can have a conversation. I'm not here to argue. What's the takeaway from this? The takeaway is I am not allowed in America anymore, and I am never traveling to France anymore because they will bring out the guillotine. You know, my foot crosses the border, they're like, off with her head, and I'm like, oh no! I am going to change so I can film the second part of this video and none of you will know that I filmed it within the span of like an hour in one sitting. Thank you. Goodbye.